Welcome to your favorite channel, where you'll learn everything you need to know to improve your health and lifestyle. Let's get started.
All right, today we're going to tackle something we all know and, let's be honest, we all hate, the dreaded afternoon slump. We're going to explore how you can systematically upgrade your focus and your energy at work using the incredible science of biohacking. So, does this sound familiar? You're on fire in the morning, absolutely crushing it, but then 3 p.m. rolls around and your brain just hits a wall. It feels like you're running on fumes. Well, that slump, that feeling isn't just you being lazy. It's a very real biological signal that your body and your workspace are totally out of sync. And that's exactly where biohacking comes in. Now, when I say biohacking, I know what you might be thinking. And no, it's not about sci-fi implants or some crazy quest to live forever. At its core, biohacking is just about making small, really smart changes to work with your biology instead of fighting against it. Think of it like finally getting the user's manual for your own body so you can help it perform at its absolute best. So, here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to look at why the modern office is just, well, a terrible match for our biology. Then we'll get into all the practical stuff, how to hack your internal state, and then how to hack your external space. And to wrap it all up, we'll pinpoint the one simple hack you can try literally tomorrow.
So, let's get right to it. What is the real problem here? Well, it all boils down to a fundamental clash. Our ancient, evolved biology is stuck trying to survive in our very modern workspaces. Our brains and our bodies just weren't built for the world we work in today.
I love this quote from biosocial scientist Scott Hutchison because it just hits the nail on the head, right? Our bodies are wired for things like natural light, fresh air, constant movement, things that are, pretty hard to come by in your average office. And this massive mismatch, it taxes our nervous system and just drains our ability to think clearly.
And you can actually measure this stuff. It's wild. Take carbon dioxide levels. Ever been in a stuffy meeting room and felt that brain fog roll in? That's because CO2 levels can shoot past 1,200 parts per million, literally making it harder to think. A biohacked office? It keeps those levels below 800. And the same idea applies to everything from lighting that copies the sun's natural cycle to keeping the temperature a bit cooler, which is proven to keep you way more alert.
Now get this, here is the real hidden cost of all those little distractions in the office. Research shows that it takes an average of 23 minutes to get back into a state of deep focus after just one interruption. Just think about how many times you get interrupted in a single day. The amount of lost productivity is absolutely staggering.
All right, so we've laid out the problem. Enough doom and gloom, right? Let's talk solutions. And we're going to start with the most powerful tool you have, your own biology. These are the internal upgrades you can make, and the best part is, they don't cost a thing.
So there's this brilliant neuroscientist, Andrew Huberman, and he explains that our brain chemistry changes dramatically throughout the day. That first 8-hour block after you wake up, that's your phase 1. Your brain is flooded with dopamine and norepinephrine, making it the perfect time to power through hard analytical work. But then you shift into phase 2, the next 8 hours, where serotonin is higher, which is way better for creative thinking or collaboration. Just aligning your tasks with these natural brainwaves is a total game changer.
Okay, so how you kick off your day is absolutely critical. This routine is basically designed to set your biology up for a win. Getting some sunlight in your eyes first thing tells your brain's master clock, hey, the day has started. Hydrating with a pinch of salt or electrolytes literally helps your neurons fire better. And this is a big one. Delaying that first cup of coffee for about 90 minutes lets your body naturally clear out a chemical called adenosine, which is what makes you feel sleepy. You do that and you completely avoid that brutal afternoon crash. And of course, we've got to talk about food. It's a huge lever you can pull. Just eating within a consistent 8 to 10 hour window can do wonders for your metabolic health and mental clarity. You can also eat foods like avocados and fish that are rich in tyrosine, which is a building block for dopamine, the focus molecule. It's all about using food as high-performance fuel for your brain.
And listen, you don't even need a fancy standing desk for this next one. Just the simple act of changing your posture, going from sitting to standing every half hour or so, activates special neurons in your brainstem. And what do? They release norepinephrine, which is your body's own natural alertness chemical. It's an incredibly simple, powerful way to fight off fatigue without grabbing another coffee.
Okay, so we've talked about what you can do inside your own body. Now let's look outside, at the space you're actually working in, and see how we can optimize it.
Okay, this next one is one of my favorites, and it's so simple it's almost unbelievable. Where you're looking directly changes your brain state. When you're looking down, like at a laptop on a low desk, you are literally activating the neural circuits in your brain associated with sleepiness. It's crazy. But when you look straight ahead or slightly up, you trigger a state of maximal alertness. So, the easiest biohack in the world? Prop your monitor up so it's at eye level.
Let's talk about sound, because this is a big one. We all know a noisy, erratic office is terrible for focus. But what's surprising is that complete silence often isn't the best answer either. Studies show that a consistent background sound, like white noise or pink noise, can actually create a sound wall that masks distractions and significantly boosts your focus, especially for work sprints of about 45 minutes.
And this even extends to the size of the room you're in. Researchers call it the cathedral effect. It turns out that being in a space with high ceilings actually encourages more abstract, big-picture creative thinking. On the flip side, a space with a lower ceiling helps you lock in and focus on detailed analytical work. So what's the takeaway? Match your workspace to your task. If you need to brainstorm, find a big, open room. If you need to crank out a detailed report, find a smaller, cozier spot.
Whew! Okay, I know we've just thrown a ton of information at you, from neuroscience all the way to office design, but the absolute key to making any of this work is to not get overwhelmed.
Here's the most important thing to remember. This is not a competition to become some kind of perfectly optimized robot. It's about personal experimentation. It's about finding what works for your body and building from there. Honestly, the most powerful and effective biohack is always going to be the one you can actually stick with, and that always means starting small.
So, I'm going to leave you with a question, a challenge really. What is the one small change you're going to make tomorrow? Are you going to delay your coffee? Are you going to raise your monitor? Or maybe just get 10 minutes of morning sun? Just pick one, because the goal here isn't perfection, it's progress, and that progress starts right now.
Here are some tips to help you have a healthy and strong body and mind. Remember that we upload videos every day.
So let's talk about longevity and biohacking. These words are buzzing everywhere, right? But what if I told you the real secret isn't some mythical fountain of youth or a gadget only billionaires can afford? What if it's really about optimizing the life you're living right now? Today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to explore how these powerful ideas can help you add not just more years to your life, but a whole lot more life to your years. Look, for the past 100 years or so, medicine has gotten incredibly good at one thing: keeping people alive longer. Our average lifespan has shot up, but that success has created a brand new challenge. As we're all living longer, how do we make sure those extra years are actually good years? Vibrant, active, and fulfilling. And that simple question, that's the real goal of this whole modern longevity movement. The best way to think about this is to picture your life as a long road trip. Your lifespan, that's just the total number of miles you drive from beginning to end. But your health span, that's the part of the journey where the car is running perfectly, you've got your favorite playlist on, the sun is shining, and you're actually loving the ride. See the difference? The goal isn't just to make the trip longer, it's to keep the car in peak condition for as much of that trip as possible. And this isn't just some personal wellness goal. This is a massive global issue. By the year 2050, it's projected that the number of people over the age of 60 is going to hit 2.1 billion. Now, if we don't get serious about improving health span, not just lifespan, we are staring down the barrel of a future where a huge chunk of our population is living with debilitating chronic disease. And that has enormous consequences for our healthcare systems, our economies, and, for all of us and our families. Okay, so let's get one thing straight right here and now. Longevity is not anti-aging. That's marketing. As Dr. Richard Sayo from King's College London points out, the real scientific focus is on one thing: extending our health span. It's about maintaining our physical strength and our mental sharpness for as long as we possibly can. It's about preserving life in its most true, active, and meaningful sense. All right, so where do we even begin? How do you actually build a longer health span? I want you to think about it like you're building a pyramid. The base, the foundation, has to be incredibly wide, stable, and strong. Why? Because all the other cool advanced stuff we're going to talk about in a minute, it all gets built right on top of this. And this foundation is made up of the simple, non-negotiable habits that give you the absolute biggest bang for your buck. And here they are, the pillars of a long and healthy life. Now, none of this is a surprise, right? We've all heard this before. But the magic isn't in any single one of them. It's in their combined, consistent impact, day in and day out. Seriously, getting these right is the absolute first, most critical step. Everything else we're about to discuss is just optimization, built on this solid bedrock. Let's just grab a real-world example from that list: nutrition. There's this recent trend online called fiber maxing, and it's exactly what it sounds like: people trying to maximize their daily fiber. So why are people so obsessed with this? Well, it turns out fiber is basically superfood for the trillions of good bacteria living in your gut. When you feed them well, they produce these amazing compounds that help regulate, well, almost everything, from your immune system to your metabolism to your mood. It's a perfect example of a simple, foundational habit that has a huge, huge ripple effect. Okay, once that foundation is solid, now we can climb up to the next level of the pyramid: measurement. This is where the whole biohacking concept really shines. It's all about moving beyond guesswork and using real data to get a personalized, inside look at what's actually going on inside your own unique body. And this quote from Pedro Rodriguez just nails the entire philosophy. It's about a fundamental shift in mindset. We're moving away from waiting to get sick and reacting to problems, and toward predicting and preventing them before they ever start. It's about using science to empower yourself. Now, one of the most powerful and kind of mind-blowing tools in this toolkit is something called an epigenetic clock. So think about it like this: your chronological age is just the number of birthdays you've had, but your biological age, that's the true wear and tear on your cells. And these tests can actually estimate that number, telling you if your lifestyle is speeding up your aging process or hopefully slowing it way down. Another game-changing tool is the DEXA scan. This is how you look beyond the simple number on the bathroom scale and see what your body is really made of. It gives you a detailed breakdown of your muscle mass, your bone density, and, most importantly, how much dangerous visceral fat you have packed around your organs. That information is a far, far better indicator of your overall health than your weight alone. And really, this whole level of the pyramid boils down to one simple, powerful principle: you just can't improve what you don't measure. Data gives you a baseline. It shows you where you are, and it lets you track your progress to see if the changes you're making are actually working. All right, we've built the base, we've added the data layer. Now we get to the very peak of the pyramid. And this is where things get really exciting. This is the cutting edge, where we're exploring the science that is literally pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible for human health span. There's a ton of crazy research going on, but a lot of it falls into a few key areas. You've got cellular cleanup, which is all about getting rid of these old, dysfunctional zombie cells that hang around and cause inflammation. Then there are metabolic resets, with drugs that can restore your body's energy processing systems. There's also pathway modulation, which involves using molecules to influence the core biological pathways that control aging itself. And finally, advanced recovery tools that can help your body repair and regenerate faster than ever. So let's zoom in on just one of these: rapamycin. This is probably the most talked about molecule in longevity science today. So why all the hype? Because it targets a central pathway in our cells called mTOR. You can think of mTOR as a master growth switch. When you're young and growing, you want that switch flipped on. But as you get older, having it stuck in the on position all the time seems to accelerate aging. Rapamycin helps gently turn that switch down, and the effects are, well, they're pretty profound. And the results from animal studies are just incredible. In one landmark study, a cocktail of rapamycin and another drug extended the median lifespan of mice by 36.6%. Now, just to put that into human terms, that's like helping a person live to be well over 100 years old, but in good health. It's data like this that has scientists so incredibly excited about what's on the horizon. Okay, so as exciting as all of this is, we have to take a step back and have a little reality check. We have to look at the big picture. Because as these incredible technologies start to become reality, we have to ask some really tough questions about how they'll be used and who will actually benefit from them. And this quote from Dr. Seil really brings us back down to earth. If these breakthroughs only end up being accessible to the ultra-wealthy, we risk creating a world with a brand new and deeply troubling type of inequality, a longevity divide. That's a future we have to actively work to avoid. So, what's the path forward? Well, it starts by shifting our entire healthcare system from reaction to prevention. It means democratizing access to these diagnostic tools and basic care so everyone can take control of their health. It means we have to be smart and ethical about data privacy and AI. And on a societal level, It means creating public health policies that make the healthy choice the easy choice for everyone. So, as we stand here right on the edge of what feels like a true longevity revolution, we're left with this one absolutely critical question. As science keeps unlocking these powerful new tools, how do we, as a society, make sure that a longer life also becomes a better life for absolutely everyone? The answer to that is going to define our future.
If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can bring you better content. See you tomorrow with a new video.